Welcome back, Patriots, to, I suppose, a random and special edition of the Bald Brad Show. You guys know I've been gone, a little under the weather, and a little under the weather is an understatement. As I'm sure maybe you could tell slightly, still under the weather. We got Gatorade, the electrolytes. We have the tea for today. I already had my cup of coffee, but Patriots, it is good to see you. Hello, everyone. I missed you guys as well. I've been living under a rock, and I mean this in all seriousness. I've pretty much been out of the loop of what the hell's been going on. So this stream is you kind of going through the news with me as of September 2nd, because that is pretty much when I got sick. I was not feeling well on a Saturday, or last Saturday, I suppose. It's been exactly 1 week. Kind of woke up going, I feel a little off, not feeling too good. And when Monday hit and I woke up, I haven't been that sick in legitimately a decade. The reason why I know that is because when I was originally sick in 2015, or at least this sick, that's something that gets locked in your memory. You don't forget your feeling of how terrible it was. And it wasn't COVID. It was just, I don't know what the hell I had, but let me tell you, this thing put me down, folks. And when I get sick, 1 second. When I get sick, it's nothing to mess around with. So slept pretty much all of Monday. I woke up to eat, use the restroom, try to take a shower, things like that. But I pretty much slept the entire time. Just been coming home sleeping. That's all I've been doing. So it's good seeing you, Patriots. We're going to be going through the news and just kind of a test stream too to see how long I can last. So let's go with it here. But my energy's pretty much back to normal. Just the runny nose, the cough, the congestion. But let me go through some of the symptoms I have if you're curious, because a lot of you are like, I hope you're alive. I hope you're okay. Headache for probably 4 days straight. So I was taking ibuprofen every now and then. I don't like to take medication because it, damages the liver and it's not good for you. So just one of those pulsating headaches, you know what I mean? Where you can like feel like your blood pumping through your head. So that was going on for 4 days. Massive body aches. And so how I correlated it was playing hockey my entire life. It felt like I played an entire hockey tournament, like 5-6 games through an entire weekend. And that's how I felt Monday. And that went on for multiple days. My joints hurt. I had like the aches, meaning like I was really stiff, my entire body. I was sweating profusely. And when I say I woke up one day, I think it was Monday into Tuesday. When I woke up, sometimes your shirt's a little damp. No. I woke up in the middle of the night because I was freezing my you-know-what off. I mean, it was one of those things where I would get in the shower in the mornings. And when it's freezing out and you first get in the shower and you're trying to like warm up your body, so you're kind of moving around to get like everything under. I could not get warm in the shower. I mean, if my half this body, my arm was like hanging out of the water, I'm like freezing. So that was going on. Full body sweats. I woke up in the middle of the night. I had sweatpants on, a long sleeve shirt because I was freezing. And my side of the bed was wet. My sweatpants were wet. My shirt was completely drenched. My pillow was dry. It wasn't like damp. It was wet. So that was going on for like 2 days. Obviously, I can't do a show. I can barely freaking talk as it is. And then, you have the cough later on. I mean, I had like the whole 9 yards. So this thing, whatever I got, man, I'm telling you what, it put me down. I was like a dog. So I appreciate you guys understanding. But for me to go a week is yeah, it was serious. It wasn't something that was messing around with. I've heard Dems describe Trump arrangements. I can't laugh or else I'm going to start coughing up a storm. The cough will drag on, drink lemon water. Yeah. Luckily it's going away, but if I laugh, I'm going to start hacking up a bunch of stuff. I lost my badge, Brad. What's going on with that? Jen, that means that the badge will only reappear if you update your membership again. So it's a monthly thing, right? So That just means your membership ran out. So I'm assuming it's not reoccurring for you. You could do like a reoccurring thing. I'm not sure, but that just tells me that the membership ran out. So you'd have to like re-up that 99 cents for the month or whatever like that. All right, let's jump into the news a little bit. But if you guys, I thought you were shadow banned. No, I'm shadow banned, Kelly, but no, just sick. Just like extremely sick. And a part of me's glad that it happened over Labor Day weekend, because no way in hell I could have gone to work Monday. Like there is no way. I was in no shape to be doing that. And I'm also glad it happened last week too, because as you know, Tuesday's the big night, right? That is the debate. So I would not put it this way. I was so sick. I would not have even done the debate, you guys. I wouldn't have even done that. I haven't watched any news. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. So you're going to see some real-time reactions from me in a little bit. Go to the hospital for allergy treatment or chest infection or any kind. They have to tell the CDC now I'm masked in some states. Yeah, I actually told my wife if I had like a massive, so that was the only thing that I felt like wasn't really affected as much was my respiratory. If I was having trouble breathing, I told my wife, yeah, we'd probably go to the hospital. Is that bad? So what if that would have hit? Like if I was gonna have trouble breathing, yeah, definitely would have gone to the hospital. And I ain't no B, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm talking about going to the ER, you know things are bad. You know things are rough. So anywho, all right, enough of me ranting and raving about myself. Oh, look at me, like talking about it. I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I am on the mend. I'm feeling better. So things are going well. My family went through a nasty bug as well. You know, I'm telling you, a lot of people are sick right now. There's something going around, and something's just hitting us hard. My wife is sick, so I've been trying to help out as much as I can with that too. So I need to join myself. I need to join myself. I know what that means, Terry. But yes, join us, please. All right, let's do this. So I guess Kamala Harris was doing some sort of rally on September 2nd. And we're going to go through a few clips here because I'm curious what the hell this broad has to say. I'm sure there's not going to be much there. Never is. But it says here that she gets flustered, defaults to her cringe recycled line, we can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been. Now, I did not know this. That unburdened by what has been line allegedly can be traced back to Marx himself in his writings. And that more so comes from Eric Weinstein, who was talking on a podcast and was told to decipher what that means because a lot of people are having problems with it. And being unburdened by what has been is ultimately trying to erase the things of the past and implement some sort of ideology going forward. But again, it's not an exact carbon copy to what Marx said in his Communist Manifesto. But the transcription or the translation from what she's saying to that would kind of mimic in terms of understanding. And people are saying that it's more closely aligned to what she's saying in Marx because the stuff she's saying is a little bit Marxist here. And people are like, well, there's a difference between Marxism and communism. Marx is like the father of communism. Communism is more of like a practicality, like an actual implementation of what Marx wanted, where Marxism is more of like an ideology, if you have to really break it down. It just frustrates me. Well, Marxism isn't communism. It's like, come on. And now you're just splitting hairs. And that bugs me because you can't really have a conversation with those types of people.
We have dreams. We can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been. We have dreams.
Is she doing her accent again there at the tail end? You guys picking up on that too?
Dreams. We can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been. Like AOC does the same thing, man. It's so cringy. Unburdened by what has been. Oh, our Lord and Savior will be coming down from the gates of heaven. He will bring the apologetics with him. Can I get it? Oh, man. He's indescribable. He's invincible. He's unrecognizable, unintelligible. Do you know him? He is the Lord and Savior. He's bringing what has unburdened and has been. Do you understand? Can I get a hallelujah and an oh man? Like, all right, come on. Come on, we're not in the South here. That's as much energy as you guys are going to get from me today. I'm testing the waters on what I can do. So you're not unburdened by what has been. So there she is with her freaking accent again. And it's like, I mean, look at this lady kind of looks, can we go back? The lady right above me here. isn't she kind of like, what the F's wrong with her? Am I? You see that blonde-haired lady? He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where is Joe? Yeah. Where is Joe? Oh, we'll get to that. I think there was some Joe Biden stuff when I was scrolling down all the way to freaking September 2nd. Now, she sits there, and Kamala laughs as one of her supporters shouts about President Trump going to jail. You know, these people are so cocky where it's like, you know that there's a serious deep state that's in bed with the Democrat Party when they're just sitting there laughing off things because they know they're untouchable. I mean, remember, the FBI, the entire Justice Department, I mean, hell, let's just say the United States government at this point, because I'm talking like the intelligence community, the FBI, the DOJ, the IRS, the executive branch. I mean, everybody's gone after the Trump family. I mean, they've been so in depth into looking at Trump that they actually rifled through Melania Trump's underwear drawer looking for classified documents. That's what they said, you know, sniffing her panties and doing weird shit like that. So don't give me like you're looking for classified documents. And remember, the classified documents, all those photos you saw, yeah, those were doctored. Yeah, no, that's real, by the way. That's not my opinion. And it came out, it was leaked that those were all doctored photos. They set it up to look all special for y'all to make it seem like it was really bad because they have to doctor, you know, they have to doctor stuff. But we're the cheap fakes and deep fakes. You guys remember that? We're the ones that's doctoring everything. We're the ones that is, you know, making a bunch of foo-foo about this all. Now, back to Kamala Harris here. Well, let's just play it.
He's going to jail.
Well, the courts will handle that, and we will handle November. How about that?
Now, again, they're going to laugh this off. If you recall, classified documents, Donald Trump doesn't pay a parking ticket on time in New York City, massive grand jury. I obviously made that part up about the parking tickets, but you get it. Whereas, how is it Donald Trump, 9 years going after this guy's taxes, years going after this guy's businesses, but yet all of a sudden, Hunter Biden with the allegations on tax, nothing. Pleads guilty allegedly, nothing. Really. No looking under the hood on where millions of dollars came from Joe Biden. I mean, she was working with the guy. She had to know what was going on in some way, shape, or form, right? But no investigations. They're untouchable, you guys, because the deep state's in with them. The deep state won't touch them. In the same way they wouldn't touch Hillary Clinton, just like Bill Clinton.
We'll handle November. Let the courts handle that other thing. But we're not going back.
Isn't it amazing that they don't want to go back? But it doesn't matter which way you look at it, right? Let's pretend that they don't want to go back to Trump, right? Well, you don't want to go back to prosperity. You don't want to go back to where the world was pretty much rid of wars. You don't want to go back to your 401k doing well. You don't want to go back to paying for cheaper gas, cheaper groceries, like under 1.4% inflation. Your interest rates were low. Housing was somewhat affordable. They don't want to go back to that. So there's that side of looking at it. And then there's the other side of looking at it where do you not want to go back to what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were doing? Is that also the message? Because if that's the case, then why are you going to vote for the person that put you in the scenario of what you don't want to go back to? So why would you vote for that person? And that's going to ultimately lead you back to the thing you don't want to go back to in the first place. Furthermore, she says Biden has been one of the most transformative presidents in the United States and claiming that she has ever witnessed. Folks, he decimated the economy. He wouldn't secure the borders. You have 20 plus million illegal aliens here, destroying a once attainable American dream. And that's just like rattling off just a couple of things.
Joe Biden can be quite impatient. And that's a good thing for that kind of leader. Quite impatient. And I say to all of the friends here, the press that's in the room, history will show what we here know. Joe Biden has been one of the most transformative presidents in the United States that we have ever witnessed. Joe Biden.
Yo, there's definitely some truth to that. I don't know how much. And you know what I just realized, folks? Give me 1 second here. Let me do this. We're going to do a little bit of editing here in real time. I apologize. We're going to remove that. Yes. Split screen. We will bring that there. I want that one. You guys are going to see this kind of in real time. And we'll do it later. We'll do it later. It's going to get too weird. So there's that. And then they bring up Cognitive Joe impaired, which again, it's amazing how from the media this just disappeared. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. The fact that they're still chauffeuring out this strange guy. And you had Mark say, where's, I think it was Mark in here, right? It was Mark or somebody mentioned in the chat, where's Joe? It's a great question. Don't know where Joey's at. And, well, Joe doesn't know where he's at. Nobody knows where he's at, but he's on stage here at one point saying that Kamala has the backbone of a ramrod and the moral compass of a saint.
I've watched it when all the experts, foreign and domestic policy, would give us advice. Then we'd sit alone in a room, and she has a backbone like a ramrod. And she has the moral compass of a saint. This woman knows what she's doing.
It just amazes me that everybody in the back just is full on believing that. Okay. Mind you, Democrats voted for Joe Biden. The guy was mentally off when they voted for him. It's this country right into the ground. There is no thought in any of those heads of who they voted for originally and the damage that they did. Has anybody seen an apology going, yeah, you know what? I apologize. I screwed up. I voted for that guy. If I voted for a president that ran this country into the ground and I was responsible for it, I'd be on here going, yeah, you know what? I effed up. I got to own up to that one. I voted for that idiot. That's my bad. Definitely not going to do that again. Nothing here. Nothing about the fact that this guy had record inflation, invasion at the border, can't handle foreign policy, G7 leaders laughing their asses off through the last 3.5 years at his face. We've actually seen it twice on camera. Looking for dead people, falling up flights of stairs, getting lost at times. No thought in that head of any of those people of the fact that they voted for him, rode it into the ground along with that woman that she's holding hands to. Remember, they're not tethered, you guys, even though they're actually literally tethered right now. And they're tethered when it said Biden Harris. Not working. It's just a remarkable thing. There is no connection whatsoever taking place here. As if the last 4 years just never happened. Just memorying hole it like Joe Biden's life. No clue, can't remember. There must be something, and this is what it might be a thing, where listening to Joe, somehow he transmits his cognitive brain power, or their lack of, onto his audience, and they all forget things too. It's like the Men in Black switch, except it's Joe Biden's eyes, ears, and mouth of whatever hell's coming out of him. So there's that. I can't really throw too much at you here, but he just goes on rambling about their record and how great things were. Actually, I'm curious about to see what he says here. Let's check this clip out.
By the way, remember all the talk, Biden got elected, and he's going to do a planned economy. We're going to collapse, and there's going to be all this caving in.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened.
Interest rates are going to go through the ceiling.
Yes. That's what happened.
Come on, man. By the way, remember all the talk, Biden got elected, and he's going to do a planned economy. We're going to collapse, and there's going to be all this caving in.
We're all watching this together, right? They're all sitting here going, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the orange bad man guy that I hate, that I have Trump derangement syndrome about. Yeah, he said gas prices were going to go up. That's what happened. Yeah, he said you're going to tank the economy. That's what happened. Yeah, he said that things aren't going to be affordable. Yeah, that's what happened. He said that you're going to sit there and not secure the border. Oh, wait, shit. That's what happened. The guy's like a prophet. Not literally, but you understand what I mean. And again, that's the remarkable thing here. There's no recognition here other than maybe that redhead lady. You see that redhead lady that's like right next to his shoulder that has her eyes going up like this guy's a buffoon? Maybe some people are cognizant of it, but other people are just laughing like, no, it's fun. Yeah, no, continue to vote Democrat this go around, man. They've been doing great things for all of us. Hey, there you go. Thank you so much, Terry, for the 99 cents. Greatly appreciated. Every penny helps. Thank you. That really does mean a lot, especially in Kamalanomics. Now, say that with a stuffy nose. Holy lordy. Krager says, give me a break. That's just not believable. None of it's believable, but somehow these people behind them believe all this, you guys. And here he just keeps repeating the lie that he created 16 million new jobs. Folks, the guy's been lying, and so has the I think it's the Department of Labor Statistics, maybe. I forget who reports the numbers about the jobs. Remember how they inflated the jobs number? And then they had to backtrack and go, oh, shit, it wasn't. We actually got to sit there and deduct like 800,000 jobs. We screwed up. We overinflated it. In the same way they overinflated the numbers during that overnight business during the 2020 election. But remember, Kamala Harris in that previous clip says, don't worry, we got the election on wrap. Oh, we know you do, because you're going to have tons of illegals vote. You're going to have more ballot harvesting taking place. Universal mail-in balloting again. All that foozery that took place in 2020. Oh, we know, Kamala. You're going to do it all again. We get it.
That's why Kamala and I are so proud. So proud of the greatest job creation record of any president in a single term in American history. $16 million new jobs so far.
I want to point out that I don't know if you guys saw the numbers. This came out a while ago, but it's also replicated again, that there's more illegal immigrants and immigrants getting jobs than actual Americans at this point. Now, we don't know, because you can have an immigrant, right, that's legal, that's actually here under the correct paperwork and getting a job, which that makes sense. But the fact that some of those numbers are there from illegal immigrants is insane. But remember, they're not voting, they're not taking your jobs, they're not doing anything according to Democrats. But yet we have record of them voting, which we might get to a little bit later today. So Joe Biden's there rambling, drooling into a drip tray. And there's Kamala Harris in Detroit. Well, the policies that have been in place through the Biden administration, I believe that she's going to carry those on. Yes, correct. Now, these are Harris supporters, folks.
Policies that have been in place through the Biden administration, I believe she's going to carry those on.
Yes. Even though she says she's going to switch on a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like a reed in the wind. The border's racist. And then she wants to sit there, build a border while we need it. I'm going to fix the border, but there's nothing wrong with the border. I'm going to fix the economy, but there's nothing wrong with the economy. I'm going to fix our foreign policy, but there's nothing wrong with the foreign policy. I'm going to fix grocery prices, but there's nothing wrong with grocery prices. I'm going to fix price gouging, but there's nothing wrong with grocery prices. I'm going to sit there and fix gas prices, but I'm not going to drill. I'm going to sit there and do this and that. Can you not just sit back and just sit back for a second and go, I'm mostly talking to Democrats and progressives here, and just go, isn't it weird that there's a contradiction in the same exact sentence? I've always said I can listen to Trump. I know when he's blowing smoke. I know when he's sitting there and exaggerating. I'm not an idiot. When he says he's going to deport 20 million people, I know that ain't going to happen. I'm not stupid. In the same way, when he's like, oh, Mexico's going to build a border wall and they're going to pay for it, I was like, no, they're not. But I like the idea that he's going to try to build a border wall, and that I knew that he could do it with taxpayer dollars. But guess who stopped that? The Democrats. And all of a sudden, some Democrats are all of a sudden on board. It's not racist anymore to have a big, beautiful border wall. None of that. It's astonishing. It's astonishing. Sorry for coughing in the mic. Now, I don't want to really get too much here, but she delivers another speech in Pittsburgh. But she said something in Detroit about something. We'll get to it, and you'll see this something. And then she says something in Pittsburgh. So let's do a little side-by-side here. This is Detroit.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
You better thank a vacation time. You better thank me for this and that. You better thank a union worker. Now, how is that not mocking people? You know what I mean? If I sat there on the show and be like, yo, what's up, dog? You need to thank a union worker. Or like if I want to be Hispanic, yo, what up, homie? Like, orale chipotle, fool. Like, we'll put in a meat in the wrapper, homie. I'll tell you what, ese, like, you got to put the stuff down, you know what I mean? You got to break it down on me. Little yoker, ese, vato, SSPG, salsa plegos, homie. Like, isn't that kind of, I don't know, being a little rude that you're sitting there pandering to a certain audience and they're just playing into it, just eating it up? Like, oh, so good. You know, it'd be pretty funny though. if Trump started doing the same thing. And then when people start booing, like, Kamala, I can't even do it. I can't even, that's how sick I am. Hold on. I can't even do my Trump impression. Yeah, I can't even do Trump impression, else I start hacking up a storm. This is throat coat, by the way. This is keeping me alive right now. So here she is in Pittsburgh. Here she is.
Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time.
Weird, no accent there in Pittsburgh, but Detroit, she wants to get, you know, kind of down with a little bit of the Ebonics. Like, if you're black, I just don't understand how this isn't insulting. Do you know what I mean? Like, hand to God, I mean, we have black people watch the show, we have Hispanic people, we have all ethnicities and races that watch the Bald Brad show, because truthfully, everybody understands that it doesn't matter what race you are. We're all freaking human beings. We all bleed the same blood. I would find it, I would imagine, like, my dad is an immigrant from England, a legal one. He came here with the correct paperwork. Like, if she started talking in an English accent, oh, what's going on, mate? Like, you would think that that's a little rubbish. You know what I mean? You would think that that's kind of rude, right? You'd probably take offense to somebody. It's almost like, oh, they're making fun of that. Now it's different because I sit there and do a Trump impression, but I love the guy. Little different. Maybe she loves everybody and she wants to pander to everybody, but I don't know. I would imagine some people would be rubbed the wrong way, but I guess not. And I don't know if this was caught in a hot mic, but there was a quote, "Are you ready to go now?" between her and Joey. Oh yeah, she's mouthing it for sure. You guys seeing that? Jesus, look at, she's talking to him like he's a toddler. You guys seeing that? We have a lot of moms in here. We got a lot of women that support the show, which is greatly appreciated, Patriots. Which is nice to have diversity in our channel. I've noticed that we have a really good split between men and women. Most conservative channels are just men. I see you, Jerry and Krager over there, guys. I see you, Jason. I see all of you over. I see you, Bats on Rumble. Please don't think that I don't see your guys' chat. But watch it. She's like mouthing him, like treating him like he's a toddler. Can we zoom in on this? Watch her face. Look at. You guys getting that vibe too? Let me know. You ready to go, big boy? Yeah? You ready to go? Oh, good, Joey. Yes, good, Joey. It's almost like when the kid comes up to you and he poops his pants. Did you do it? Did you go? Okay. Did you, oh, you poop? Oh, you poop? Oh, good. Oh, good. We'll clean you up. Yo, I don't want to laugh because I'm going to sit there and start heaving into the mic. Now, this, when I was scrolling through to do some sort of show prep for y'all, I guess he's getting off some sort of plane. I don't know what the hell he was on vacation or he's coming back from the rally. But he gets a question here from a reporter. And there's the question about, do you plan on speaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu? And his response is, well, eventually. I'll get to it when I have the time. And somebody says, this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, like, when are you going to do it? And he goes, eventually. When he could squeeze it in. He's been on vacation. He's been on vacation. An American hostage was killed. Like, you aren't doing shit. Like, why can't you just do it now? Why does he walk like one of your guys, you know, your buddy or your husband when he's drunk and he's like trying to get out of the freaking bar and he's like, you know, he's going like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to get your footing right because you're so plastered. You know, everybody knows the walk that I'm talking about, right? I understand some people might not have been plastered or you know, bleep faced, but you know, like you're kind of like you're almost walking like a zombie, like that. Let me see if I can replicate this as he's doing it.
Hi. Do you have any plans to speak to Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Eventually. Eventually.
Mr. President.
Ukraine. Have you seen Ukraine's request?
Because he's busy, you guys. He'll get to it. Oh, just like he was going to get to the economy, just like he was, you know, get to your gas prices getting lowered, lower inflation. He's going to get to it. He'll get to it. Yeah, sure he will. Now, this one's really weird. He says, I'm not able to go into crowds anymore. The Secret Service doesn't let me. And then he's like, well, why not? And he goes, well, it's too dangerous.
How was it to be back on the campaign trail today?
It was good.
That's good. How do you feel about Pennsylvania?
Except I'm not able to go out in the crowds anymore. The Secret Service doesn't let me.
No, why not?
Well, because they say it's too dangerous. No one gets to go out.
No, we're not.
You know,
How do you feel about Pennsylvania right now?
I feel real good about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he won't remember this conversation in 2 minutes. He'll be going up those stairs or through the door. Who am I kidding? They're not going to let him go up the flight of stairs. We've seen what happens when he goes upstairs. No. You think he takes an elevator? Is there an elevator? There has to be an elevator in the White House, right? You think he takes the elevator to get to the residence? You think he's no way in hell he's taking stairs, right? Those things are just, that's a hazard. That's a hazard. I mean, if they're not going to let that guy walk a line and shake hands, you think they're going to let him go up a flight of stairs? Ain't no way in hell. It's scary because his health is obviously a massive issue. Before I got sick, we were talking about how a Secret Service member was trying to get his legs into the freaking beast, the motorcade, because he can't lift his legs up. Well, here he is, out of breath, just walking up to a desk.
Folks.
Look at that. Jeez.
We're ready.
All right, we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
But don't worry, we're told he exercises every day for hours. We were told by Joy Behar of The View. We've been told by every legacy media outlet out there that everything's fine. It's funny that nobody wants to talk about this anymore. It's amazing. Oh, he's still president. His vice president on the campaign trail. Not a single bleeping question about her cover-up of Joe Biden's cognitive decline by Dana Bash. Is her name Dana, Bina Bana Fofana? Like, what the hell's her name anyways? So Trump's been just doing interview after interview, podcast after podcast. He's on the Lex Friedman podcast, which I have to watch. I have not caught up on that. But I think at this point, I've watched so much Trump stuff, I kind of know where he's at on basically anything and everything. You can't say the same thing about... See, Democrats can't say the same thing about them and Kamala. She hasn't done any interviews. She hasn't done jack bleep. She's done one interview for 18 minutes. And I heard rumors it was really 41, 45 minutes, and they didn't show the whole thing because at times, allegedly, it's all alleged, this is all rumors, that she would take 15 to 20 seconds to think about the answer to a question that's simple. Hey, can you just go ahead and state your name for the camera, Miss Vice President? It's, Kamala. No, I don't like that. It's Kamala. I don't know. But they don't know anything about their candidate. They're just voting for her because she's black or she's Indian or she's a woman. I mean, that's what some of them literally are doing. I mean, people did it with Barack Obama too. Because he's a black guy, we're going to vote for him. Look, if Byron Donalds, if he was running for president, I wouldn't be voting for him just because he's black. I want to know what his thoughts and his ideas are. That's what I care about. I know I've been beating this like a dead horse, you guys, but you got to understand, the Democrat Party at some point in time will clip my channel if we ever become super big And they'll say, look, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a sexist, xenophobe, all these stupid things. When I've explicitly said, I don't care about your ethnicity. Don't care about your race. I care about your character. I care about your noggin and the things that you do. That's what I care about. Again, a lot of ethnicities watch this show. It's okay. And by the way, Republican Party is a party of freedom, baby. Now, what's funny is that they're trying to remove this whole tether thing from Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And Joe Biden just keeps, I mean, Kamala Harris is like a fish, right? Like a marlin just freaking going through the sea, just coming out of the water and jumping back into the water. And you got Joe Biden, right? Just sitting there, right? He has on his headphones. He's deep seeing. He's out there on a 25-foot Grady White twin outboard motors, just out there with the boys in a nice stogie. I almost put a cigar in my mouth just now. Just zzz, right? Flicks it over, and he's just trolling the waters, right? And they're chumming it with lies. He's like, I'm gonna get Kamala. She thinks she's untethered. And just, and he got her, and he's reeling, come on, girl. Ooh, he's bringing her in, and he reels her back, pulls back. We got her. She's huge. No, right? Gaffer, and just gaffs her. They bring her on board again. You know what I mean? She can't get away from the guy. So here he is. Kamala spent 4 years claiming that there was nothing wrong with this guy. No, there is. Oh, there is.
That's what's being highlighted. We're doing that today to highlight and show we're just getting started. That's what's being highlighted. We're doing that today to highlight and show we're just getting.
There ain't no way in hell. There ain't no way in hell. I can't. I have to laugh weird or else I'm going to start coughing. There ain't no way in hell. We just heard that. Yo. Oh, can we please? Yo, let's do it.
That's what's being highlighted. We're doing that today to highlight and show we're just getting started. That's what's being highlighted.
Oh God, when did that happen? Oh, that happened on the 3rd. That happened on Lil. What a nice surprise. Oh, yeah, of course there's gems. I'm gonna miss Joe. I mean, someone of me's gonna miss Joe. I have to watch that again. We're gonna lose the content, you guys, in a few months. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see the guy go, but I'm losing on this.
That's what's being highlighted. We're doing that today to highlight and show we're just getting started. That's what's being highlighted.
What do you mean we're just getting started? Yo, you've been in office for like 4 fucking years.
We're just getting started.
And what's remarkable, there's Democrats sitting in their television, in their living rooms watching television going, yes. You hear that? You hear that, Billy? Billy's in the kitchen just trying to fry up some burgers, right? Those $20 a burger at the grocery store. And they're sitting there just salivating at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They're going to fix everything for us. As they're sitting there just running themselves into the ground at the grocery store because they can't afford stuff because everything's so expensive. You can't do it, man. He spends a full minute ignoring questions as his handlers desperately attempt to remove them from the room. Look at this.
May God protect our troops.
President Biden. President Biden.
Thank you so much for coming. We're coming this way. We're coming this way.
How are you helping
We're moving this way, guys. We gotta go out. We gotta get out of here. Emily, we're moving that way. We gotta go. We gotta start moving. Thank you so much.
President Biden, do you support free IVF for parents?
This way, guys. Thank you so much. We gotta go. Thank you.
Free IVF for parents, do you support that proposal, President Biden?
Is that his handler? Is that guy like trying to tell the leader of the free world what to do? And I think he's even did he mouth earlier like ignore them? Let's go. Watch this guy's mouth.
President Biden, do you support free...
See, it sounds like that, like when you say go, right? Your mouth closes. Let's go.
President Biden, do you support free IVF for parents?
This way, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Free IVF for parents, do you support that proposal, President Biden?
Thank you.
How many presidents have you seen where somebody's on stage walking them off? Don't worry, you guys. No questions, given in the sense that they're going to get answers to. And remember, I'm always going to say this. This is supposed to be the most transparent administration that's ever existed. We were told on day one they're going to answer all your questions. They'll make sure that they help you. They're laser focused was the key phrase. Laser focused on getting the job done and figuring out your kitchen table issues. Well, Crooked Joe touts health and the economy under him and Kamala.
COVID no longer controls our lives. We've gone from economic crisis to the strongest economy in the world, literally. A record 16 million new jobs.
Here we go again.
Record small business growth. Record stock market. Record high 401ks. Wages are up. Inflation is down, way down and continuing.
He almost said inflation's up. Did you see that?
Way down and continuing. Wages are up. Inflation is down, way down and continuing to come down. And the smallest racial wealth gap in 20 years.
Oh, bringing race into it again. It's tiresome. Identity politics, I hate it. So tiresome. Just bringing in race about everything. And then they're totally baffled why race continually gets brought up because it's the Democrats that continually bring it up. And by the way, real wages are down right now. You have to make about $15,000 to $20,000 more under Joe Biden just to be at the same rate in terms of monetary value. If that's not the right way of putting it, but you understand what I mean. In terms of breaking even, basically. And most Americans aren't making $15,000 to $20,000 more under Joe Biden. I mean, hell, the amount of money you're spending at the grocery store is insane. I'll even tell you guys, I got Tyson's chicken tenders. My wife wanted those. I got graham crackers. I got some Gatorade. Obviously, right? This isn't. I'm not a giant. Okay, this is a small Gatorade. I got what the hell else did I pick up at the grocery store yesterday? Oh, I got some meat for like barbecue sandwiches, something cheap, and I bought buns. I think that was it. Maybe one other thing, can't remember. $50. That's not exaggeration. And I'm a cheap ass, by the way. I'm buying the cheap stuff. I'm not sitting there getting like huge brands. Somebody might say, well, Brad, Tyson's chicken is name brand. But isn't that wild? $50 for like 5 things. I think I bought a couple other things, but it wasn't anything crazy. Anyways, this one's kind of exciting. God, we're only on September 3rd, you guys. This much news and only on September. Mind you, again, if you weren't with us, guys, I've been sick for the entire week, so I legitimately have not been watching news. Like, I'm being sincere. I've been sleeping most of the time, which has been great. I've lost a ton of weight, so that's fun. Do I look a little tighter around the face? Do I look like I got work done? We all know Joe's gotten some work done. Oh, boy, has he. Well, I guess Karine Jean-Pierre was asked a bunch of questions, so let's kind of go through each one. The first one here, I miss Karine, guys. Do you miss Karine? Karine Jean-Pierre? She'll be out soon, too. We're losing so much content. What did Joe Biden mean when he said Israel Prime Minister isn't doing enough to secure a hostage deal? Her answer, I don't know. Which is actually her being truthful because Joe Biden's been on vacation. She hasn't talked to the guy.
The president mean when he said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wasn't doing enough to reach a hostage and ceasefire deal?
So here's what I'll say. He was asked a question by your colleague, a direct question, and he answered it. What I will say, I think more broadly, which is important to note, and the president said this in his statement over the weekend, is that make no mistake about it, Hamas leaders are going to pay for these crimes. And he and his team, for sure, will keep working around the clock to get this hostage deal done.
What did the president mean when he said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wasn't doing enough to reach a hostage?
Not a clue. Unbelievable. Now, after the President Trump's greatest debate performance in modern political history forced Biden out of the race, Karine Jean-Pierre won't say if Biden is advising Kamala Harris in her own prep.
Was the last person to face Donald Trump on the debate stage. Vice President Harris will be doing so in a week. Has President Biden shared any pointers or advice to the Vice President?
So as you know, they were together yesterday. They were shoulder to shoulder, right? As they have been in the past 3.5 years, working on behalf of the American people.
Reeling her back in. Come on. Oh, yeah, we're bringing her in. They've been working together.
You certainly will continue to hear, as we heard from Secretary Tom Perez, on what we're going to do to continue to make sure we deliver on the unprecedented results that we've gotten for the American people. Look, the American people, you're shoulder to shoulder, right? As they have been in the past 3.5 years, working on behalf of the American people. You certainly will continue to hear, as we heard from Secretary Tom Perez, on what we're going to do to continue to make sure we deliver on the unprecedented results that we've gotten for the American people.
So you're going to deliver something of some sort of result that we received, I allege, but yet you're going to deliver it. So have we received it yet, the result that you're claiming was given? Or is it still being delivered? Because this line that she keeps giving of, well, we're just in a transition phase. Oh, well, we're going to sit there and make sure that we deliver to the American people. Lady, it's like 59 days till the election. You've run out of time. There's no deliverables that you're going to be giving us anytime soon. Maybe I'm wrong. But this whole idea that the Democrats, like, they're going to get to it. It's going to happen. They've been saying this since day one. We're in a transition phase, right? Remember Jen Psaki, circle back girl. Well, we're going to circle back. We're going to make sure we bring you the deliverables. We know your kitchen table issues. It's been the same stuff. That's why I'm able just to rattle off the same messaging that's been going on for 4 years. Loop de loop.
Look, what I can say, and I'm going to be super mindful because there is the Hatch Act, as I say all the time. I know you guys love me saying that.
They don't love you saying it. They're tired of hearing it. We know. We're not stupid when you stand on the podium every freaking week. The Hatch Act. Well, I got to say the Hatch Act. We know. God. And by the way, did she take off somebody's shoes and tie her shirt together? What the hell is that?
The best choice, this is the president that said this, the best choice that he's ever made.
Where are my shoes? Did she take them?
Is to pick the vice president as his running mate. And so he is certainly very proud of the vice president and has been, has seen her as a critical partner over the last 3.5 years. They talk regularly. They talk very much regularly. You saw them yesterday, and they certainly stay in touch. I just don't have anything beyond that to share.
You know, again, I say it all the time. You know, when you're just talking to somebody and they say something so stupid that they actually don't say anything. You know what I mean? It's just so dumb that there's actually nothing that is to be deemed in response to. That's what just happened. I don't know what the hell to say to any of that. Well, they sat there, they were friends, and they talked to each other. No shit, they probably talked to each other. Well, this one, since when does Kamala Harris have what sounds like a Southern accent? I love this.
Was the last person to face Donald Trump on the debate stage.
Vice President.
That was weird. I'm getting like multiple feeds here. All right, here we go.
When does the
this is Peter Ducey.
Vice President have what sounds like a Southern accent?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
Here's the problem. She is so stupid. She is so far off her rocker. She's so far gone. She's so underprepared. She doesn't know what the F's going on in the media. The reason why I'm saying that, you guys, is because after doing this for about 3.5 years now, I know about the drama that's behind closed doors. Like, we're a small channel. I always say that, right? We got about 60, 65,000 subscribers. That's great. Some people might say that's not small. Our viewership is very small. We get a lot of regulars, which is always amazing that we have the same people coming in and out constantly. She does not speak with the president all that often, you guys. Her own staff says that she's underprepared, that she doesn't actually prepare for these meetings. She doesn't know jack bleep what the hell's going on. So part of this could be very truthful. She's like, what are you talking about? Now, I don't believe. I think we all know Kamala Harris. I mean, we just did a side-by-side. You know, she goes from Southern Baptist, right, preaching about the word of God in her own way, and all of a sudden, which again, she's not preaching the word of God, but you know what I mean, to, you know, speaking just normal phraseology.
She was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that
same
you think...
line?
Okay, Peter.
That she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a southern drawl.
I mean, do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They...
I do. Right here. And I'm sure a lot of patriots do. Yep, that's why it's going trending. And it's constantly viral. Maybe if you got out of your fucking office a little bit, maybe search the interwebs, you would know this screen. It's remarkable that a guy in a closet right here knows the fact that this is mainstream news consistently, that she's mocking and pandering people, and that in a way, she claims that she was Indian and then she's black. I understand you could be both, but then your accent changes from when you're talking to Indian people, to white people, to Asian people, to black people. It's odd. It's really freaking odd that you would sit there and pander and do that, because in a way it's deemed fake. So yeah, I think this is a question that a lot of people would like to know. Democrats don't give a shit. I know they don't, but you know, a lot of Americans do care.
You know what they care about? They care about the economy. They care...
Which you drug into the ground. Let's give us another one. Let's see. Oh, good. She's using her fingers. This is awesome. This is a big step for Karine.
About lowering costs.
Which you haven't done.
They care about healthcare.
Which you've done nothing about other than inhalers and was it the inhalers and prescription drugs at $35? It was insulin.
That's what Americans care.
Oh, she got up to 3. Whoa! Stop traffic. Holy shit. 3.5 years. So basically what you could say, she got up to 3 things and only did 1 of the 3 partially. So really they haven't done anything in 3.5 years. And this is enough to get millions of people to go out and vote saying they're going to fix all this and they're going to figure it out in another 3.5 years, you guys.
Care about.
So
that's what they want to hear.
So she rattled off 3 things, yo. And 2.5 of those, they never even did anything. The economy. She's running. She's running on fixing the economy. That we're not going back. We're going to be unburdened by what has been or some bullshit. Hasn't fixed it at all. At all. Lowering prices. You haven't done that yet. Lower prescription drugs or like the healthcare. We beat Big Pharma. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got insulin at $35. You didn't beat anything. There's thousands of drugs on the market. By the way, CVS and Rite Aid are getting reamed right now because their prescription drugs are so expensive. And that's why people are fleeing to Costco, because they're getting a fraction of the price to get their drugs over at Costco than they are at CVS, Rite Aid, and on Walgreens. Oh, we beat Big Pharma. No, you didn't. And the sad thing is people are sitting there like, 4 more years, yes. The same people, because I have friends that are Democrats. I live in Southern California. The same people that complain about the prices are going to go sit there and vote for somebody that caused the prices to go up, saying that they're going to fix the prices from going up.
They care about, your colleague just asked me about what basically we talked about, went back and forth about democracy and freedom. That's...
Don't they want to take away your Second Amendment right? Aren't they like talking about actually confiscating AR-15s or something like that after that school shooting that happened like yesterday or 2 days ago?
What they care about. I'm not even going to...
Didn't the Biden administration want to put forth the Ministry of Truth? What's going on, Johnny? The Ministry of Truth, and sit there and tell you what you can and can't say if it's deemed to be misinformation or disinformation? And that was actually headed by the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, who is also in charge of the border as well. Look at that face. Jesus, look at that. Huh? What a pause. Huh. I didn't even try to do that. Does that not sum up this lady right here? Yo. I could not have paused that on a more appropriate screen. of basically that like encompasses me and my viewpoint of this individual here. Yes. Without even trying. Yep, that's the administration that's gonna fix everything. You guys, hey! Please make it stop. Yeah.
Entertain some question about the press. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is
the question I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was about to say, hearing it is ridiculous. She caught herself there. Yes, that's exactly. Yes, hearing it is ridiculous. Oh, the question. See, she caught herself there.
That's what they care about. I'm not even going to entertain some question about the press. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is
the question I'm talking about. The questions is just insane.
Is that how she talks in meetings here?
I'm just Peter.
Yeah, let's just blow off what the American people want to know about. Yep. Oh, it's not important. Oh, you're crazy, Peter. Right? Cheap fakes, deep fakes. Yep. Can't answer a damn question. Gets paid $180,000. Remember how she gets paid $180,000, you guys, and she complained about the pay? Yo, like a month ago, we were all in here because all of you were chatting about it, going, she's gonna sit there. That's $180,000, and then plus benefits after. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, and a pension. You're good. Yep. Nope. I think she gets a pension. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that's probably somewhere in the dealings. Here she is again.
Now, to be clear, we have seen grocery prices come down over the past year or more. And now, to be clear, we have seen grocery prices come down. Grocery prices come down.
Anybody's grocery prices bills come down? Yo, I eat freaking fried rice and tofu. Now you might be saying, Brad, I thought you were doing turkey and rice. Yeah, but you know what? I've been doing a lot better. I'm on my weight loss journey. Okay, I've went from 213 about 4 weeks ago. Now I'm 196. Okay, I would like to get down to 175, 180. Okay, we're getting there. Doing fried rice and tofu. All right. I'm a cheap ass, and my prices are still through the roof, and I don't have a family to feed.
Over the past year or more, and so that is important, and a lot of that is the work that's been done from this administration. Now, to be clear, we have seen...
Notice the wording there, that prices are down from a year or more, but they're still up like 20+% over the span of their entire administration. This is how they manipulate the data. Oh, well, it's down. Oh, well, it's down from last year. Okay, sick. Well, it's still up 20% overall, so thank you, I guess. Yeah. It's amazing, right? Where basically they sit there and break all your windows in your house, and then what they do is they sit there and get some saran wrap and some fucking duct tape, and they tape up your windows and going, well, at least the cold air's not coming in anymore. But you just got done destroying all my windows. And then you put up some duct tape and some saran wrap so it makes it look like I could see out the windows. And then I don't get that cold breeze coming in. And I'm supposed to be stoked about this? So you're going to jack up my grocery bills through the roof as well as my gas and everything else, the prices of goods and services out there. And then when you lower them slightly over a span of 1 year, when your ass has been in office for almost 4 years at this point, I'm supposed to be kissing your feet saying thank you. After the damage that you've done to all Americans, I'm supposed to be getting on my hands and feet and kissing your gross ass toes? Democrats will do that because there's no thought. Not every Democrat's like that. Please understand, a lot of Democrats are going to be voting for Donald Trump because they get it, because the Democrat Party has gone so far left that they're showing up to their own conventions in RVs to kill people. Biden will selflessly left her to finish. What the hell is this all about?
Well, again, she can build on the Biden success, and she also, with this joy and momentum, can deliver the House and the Senate so, we can finish the job. Joe Biden, very selflessly has left her a job to finish. Well,
then wait, what? What are you going to finish? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. It's the constant talk of everything's so great and that we should reelect these people in the office because they're going to sit there and fix all the problems. But if there were so many problems, why would you elect somebody to sit there and carry forward those problems that they're claiming to fix? But then on the other end, they're saying that everything was so great that we don't want to go back. But then, do you understand that how insane that is? Like it makes sense. Donald Trump's like, look, I want to make America great again. Well, yeah, because everything is a doo-doo right now. The Democrats have destroyed everything. So yes, you need to make America great again. That makes sense. But them saying they want to fix things doesn't make sense. Well, what's there to fix if you didn't destroy anything? Not to mention, talk about destroying things. Her open border policies are destroying everything in localities as well. But Democrats will still vote for it. They say they care, but their actions say otherwise.
About a weekend attack. Police say they found the victim lying in a bed with a pickaxe embedded in his skull. A witness says that they saw 26-year-old Hainson Hernandez Moran hitting the victim multiple times.
Oh, why? No, you can't say this. Oh, this is so racist and bigoted. He's just here for a better life. He has a family to feed back home. Come on, no. Can you believe, you guys, the news is doing this to this guy? The guy came here because of climate change, according to Kamala Harris. He fled his country because of oppression and persecution. He's just seeking asylum. He's just trying to do his best. And now you're going to lock the guy up? Unbelievable. They better not call him a migrant. They better call him a newcomer, you guys, because that's what they are now. I want none of this bigotry to take place. This is unbelievable. I'm being satirical, and you all know that.
Hainson Hernandez Moran hitting the victim multiple times with the farming tool. Hernandez is charged with second-degree attempted murder. Now, we showed you these pictures of the large police presence as KPD cruisers lined up outside the home where it happened in the 1000 block of Morrell Road. According to the report, Hernandez Moran ran off, but later turned himself in to police at the scene. The victim was transported to UT Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. And
with a pickaxe. So allegedly, this was an illegal alien. Allegedly, that's what's being reported here on the news. But you don't want to tell anybody that clearly on the news. Well, why would you? Because then you'd be a racist. You can't say that they're a legal immigrant. Yeah. Retail theft has also gone through the roof. Check this out. Since Biden and Harris took office, 98% of retail small business owners have had to put measures in place to prevent theft. Almost 100, you guys, I teach statistics. That is insane. To almost have 100%, it is probably actually 99 point something % of retail small business owners have had to put measures in place to prevent crime. That's wild. That is so wild. That comes from Forbes, by the way. So she's talking mourner, Ebonics, is sitting there and acting black sometimes, and Indians and white and to other people, and doing her rallies outside. She announces her tax on capital gains at a higher rate than communist China, by the way. Here's that.
We will tax capital gains at a rate that rewards investment in America's innovators, founders, and small businesses.
I'm going to play that again.
We will tax capital gains at a rate that rewards investment in America's innovators, founders.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
At a rate that rewards investment in America's innovators, founders, and small business.
It does not do that. It de-incentivizes that because you're getting destroyed on the gains that you've made, and a lot of those people take those gains and reinvest it back into the company. I'm basically running a small business here, right, by myself. You guys, through hard-earned money, contribute some of that to the show, correct? I take that money, and guess what I do with it? I reinvest it all back into the show. Those would be my gains. So she wants to sit there and tax. And by the way, this is the specific unrealized capital gains that's also being proposed here, that's from 0%, because nobody does that, to 25% is wild. Wild. Dude, her gains are going to be more than communist China. Let that sink in. That's how left this lady is, folks. Man, this lady's going to destroy this country. Really going to do a great job. Oh, but don't worry. It's incentivizing. It's going to want people to put more into it. Why in God's green earth would you put more into something where you're going to get taxed 25%, 28% on capital gains? Are you fucking crazy? Like, what? Like, why would I not go try to find other investment vehicles if possible? Jeez, man. If you're pulling out your money right now and you're going into retirement and she's in office, try to sit there and delay retirement by another 4 years. Pray on God's green earth that her tax plan doesn't go through. Regardless of whatever is happening, by the way, as I keep mentioning this to you folks, regardless of whether Trump gets in or not, Congress still would have to extend his tax cut plan. It's expiring. So we're going to get screwed regardless of if Congress doesn't do something here. Like, you're going to owe minimum 3% more on your taxes. It's freaking bonkers. And I feel like people aren't paying attention to it. So another illegal alien goes after and kidnaps a 13-year-old girl. I guess this is just a normal daily occurrence that Democrats want to turn another blind eye to.
Kidnapping and rape suspect on the run after investigators say that he held a 13-year-old girl at knife point. Detectives say 23-year-old Diego Rodriguez Salvador here is undocumented, and that's been a part of the challenge when it comes to finding him. WDSU's Brittany Werner has the new disturbing details into what happened and the evidence police hope will help to track him down. Brittany.
Yeah, Randy, the Kenner police chief told us that Rodriguez Salvador kidnapped that 13-year-old girl and then lured her here to this trailer park, took her inside his trailer home before raping her. They say this all happened Tuesday evening, starting in the Veterans Heights subdivision.
See, now, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, you have to go like this. To all these occurrences. Remember, she's going to fix this, you guys. All these rapings and kidnappings and murders that are happening all across the country every single day, by the way. Every day this is happening. Let's be generous. Every week, then. Every week this is taking place around the country. The Democrats are going like this. Well, we'll still vote for her. It's as if they're not aware that she's lost 250,000 children. 250,000 children have gone missing. Okay? Where were you guys, I don't know, at any moment in these last 3.5 years complaining how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are locking people up into cages and separating kids from their families still? That's still going on. Notice there's not a peep from any of our Democrat friends. Notice that. They're still, by the way, they're still drinking out of the same toilets they were under Donald Trump. They have not been replaced. Again, because they're not drinking out of toilets, they're drinking out of faucets that are above the toilets. It's all the same water. Yeah, no, it's remarkable, right? No Democrats going in there. Nobody wants to look under the hood. The separation of families, the fact that these children are getting freaking raped on their way to the southern border by these traffickers. Nobody wants to look at that. Oh, we got to turn a blind eye. Oh, it's not happening all of a sudden. It's amazing, right? When you bring if you have a Democrat friend, just bring all this stuff up to them. It's a remarkable thing. Like, just kind of hear what they have to say about it. Just kind of give them parameters. Just say, we're not going to talk about Donald Trump. We're not going to talk about Donald Trump. Let's just talk about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for a second and just rattle off. Remember that Hey Dan video that I posted? Just start rattling off all those things. Jason with the $10. Mass deportation has to happen soon. Greatly appreciated, sir. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. $10 from Jason, man. I appreciate it, guys. Hard-earned money's going to the show. As I mentioned, it's going back into it. We had a boost of subscribers, and we ran out of money. So we'll try to fill the pot back up again and run more stuff. We were able to get almost about 1,000 subscribers from our promotion, by the way, on the Hey Dan video. So that's been a blessing because look, they're not. We've actually lost subscribers since that promotion stopped. We've lost about 5 to 10 people because ScrewTube will not promote any of my videos other than my shorts. So my YouTube short, that's the only thing they're promoting, by the way. They're not sending out any of our regular videos to people. I don't know if you guys know that. If you look at my thing, it's all zeros. They're not promoting any of my... I have almost 2,000 videos uploaded. They're not promoting like 99% of them. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. When I say I have 2,000 videos, 99% of those have 0 views right now. They're not promoting a single one. If you just spit out your coffee, I totally get it. That's why I asked for your guys' help so much, and I really appreciate you guys being in here because it means a lot to me. Because YouTube is not doing anything to help our channel whatsoever, which is a freaking remarkable thing. But they'll help, you know, they'll help this out. Yeah, illegal immigrants. Yeah, they'll help this out. I'll probably be demonetized, by the way, for even showing this.
That's when this man, 23-year-old Diego Rodriguez Salvador, kidnapped that 13-year-old girl in his vehicle, a 2013 white Nissan Altima. Police say he acted like he was taking her to the store.
How does he have a driver's license if he's illegal? Because I'm being told he's allegedly an illegal alien. That's what I'm told from RNC research. I'm told this guy's an allegedly an illegal alien. How do you get a driver's license?
But then
we're told that they can't get driver's license, you guys. That's what we're told by Democrats.
the teen noticed him driving in the wrong direction. Detectives say she alerted him, and that's when he pulled out a knife and drove her to this trailer home before forcing himself on her.
Just here for a better life. Can't be saying this stuff, you guys. No. He's fleeing global warming. He's fleeing the pressures of climate change, you guys. There's a famine and a drought. He's fleeing the persecution of his home, war-torn country to have a better life. He's just doing everything he can to assimilate to our country and make himself better, you guys. You can't. No, if you say anything otherwise, you're bigoted. He's a newcomer. He's not even a legal alien. He's a newcomer. He's here to assimilate. He's here to carry on those Judeo-Christian values, raise a family, teach him the true grit, the hard work, maybe join the military. He's not doing anything wrong here whatsoever.
Kenner police say Rodriguez Salvador is originally from Honduras and has undocumented status in the United States. Police say that's been part of the reason it's been somewhat challenging to find him.
Anybody that uses a knife and overpowers a 13-year-old girl to rape them and then flees, that's a coward.
That's way worse than a coward, dude. That's a fucking evil scumbag. Like a coward? That's what you're going to call that guy that just got done allegedly coming here illegally, committing a crime, raping a 13-year-old girl, and that's the best you got to call? I wouldn't even give two bleeps if you started on a cussing spree here and called him every terrible name in the book. That dude's evil. He needs to freaking have a coming to Christ and repent and change his ways. Evil.
And police...
He's a coward.
Say Rodriguez Salvador is known to frequent many barbershops in the Kenner, Metairie, and New Orleans East area. And they also say they've alerted all agencies surrounding and the public to help them bring this person to justice.
No. Why bring him to justice now? You wanted him to come here allegedly illegally, so what's the problem? I mean, he committed a crime already by doing what he did at the beginning, so why all of a sudden you want to find him now? Just another result of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's border wall, or their lack of, their border policy. Now, what's astonishing here is Biden finally admits that his so-called Inflation Reduction Act was never about reducing inflation. You could even go back to our old videos. We've been calling this literally since the implementation that it's not going to sit there and reduce inflation whatsoever. I used to freaking get so heated about this.
My investments, through my investments, the most significant climate change law ever. And by the way, it is a $369 billion bill. It's called we should have named it what it was, but at any rate,
we shouldn't have named it what it was. Yeah, because we didn't reduce inflation, you idiot. Jesus, man, this guy. And he just goes on mumbling, fumbling, doesn't know what the hell he's saying, just, twisting his words, pooping his pants, getting stinky, farting everywhere. You don't know what the hell's going on. A lot of campaign stuff, a lot of the same thing. Tim Walz acting like a freaking idiot. And you have Ian Sams here going up against, oh God, I can't remember her name. Kristen Welker, I think it is. She used to be a White House correspondent on MSNBC's News Nation, I think she's with now. Here we are.
As president, would Vice President Harris pardon him, or is that off the table?
Well, you've heard President Biden make the commitment that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't imagine that changing with Vice President Harris.
Is she committed to that?
Obviously, the case is still ongoing, and we want to be really careful and respectful of the court process. I don't think that this should be politicized from the Harris campaign. So
Understood. I mean,
that
President Biden has taken it off the table. Has the vice president taken it off the table?
Well, I just answered. I said I think that she's not planning to pardon anyone. But again, I think it's important to understand there's no sentence or anything like that happening right now. And so, I would leave this question to the White House and to President Biden, and obviously to Hunter Biden and his personal team.
As president, would...
Now, Ian Sams is, if you don't recall, we've talked about this guy in the past, because he was sitting there dodging the press for the longest time, and that Karine Jean-Pierre wouldn't put him on the podium about the classified document scandal, where she sat there and lied to the press 4 or 5 times on that podium. We had a massive saga, by the way. I think it was July 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, all the way to the 17th that we covered it. And I think it was last year. If you haven't seen that, that's some of our biggest videos we've done regarding the classified document scandal and how Karine Jean-Pierre lied straight to their faces on the podium 4 separate times, and she got caught with her pants down every single time because they kept doing a press briefing the next day, the next day, the next day. If you haven't seen that, man, that's a phenomenal series that we covered here. So make sure you go over and check that out. I should repost those videos, actually. It's a phenomenal thing to bring up again. We have a Pennsylvania voter saying, I'm a recent college graduate, and I'm concerned with the growing influence of wokeness in many of our top institutions. What is your plan to combat radical ideology in the military and in our corporations? I like this question. This goes to Donald Trump.
With the growing influence of wokeness in many of our top institutions, we saw General Milley take this to new heights under his leadership in the military. What is your plan to combat radical ideology in the military and in our corporations?
Well, first of all, Milley, that day in Congress where Milley proclaimed his wokeness was an embarrassment to our country. And remember this, we don't have a woke military. We have some guys at the top that talk it, but you couldn't convince them to be woke if you were screaming at them for 5 weeks. We took out 100% of the ISIS caliphate in 4 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years. And I got to meet the real generals, and they are unbelievable. Our military is unbelievable. Remember it. Unbelievable. There's no wokeness. There's no wokeness.
Absolutely, man. Isn't he great? Look at this guy. Can I just... Hold on, we're going to take a second here. Here's my issue. 2016... I voted for Donald Trump. I sat in line with my dad to vote. Couldn't be more than stoked. Matter of fact, there's actually I think this guy was a World War II veteran. I couldn't see the front of his hat, but he had one of those veteran hats on. Super old. I mean, he had to be like 98 years old, and pants like written up to the top, right? Older guy, and he was about like 5 or 6 people in front of us, and I don't know what it was. I think the poll worker even asked him who he was voting for, and he was like, "Huh? I'm voting for fucking Trump." And I was like, hell yeah, that dude's awesome. And so I remember that in 2016. And to be honest, I didn't think Trump was going to win, right? Hillary Clinton was beating him in the polls. But, that's who I wanted, of course, Republican. And I love Trump. My dad loved Trump. My dad's not around anymore. And so then 2020 rolls around. And, for the last, year, I'd seen, a bunch of Trump caravans. I've seen Trump parades because I lived close to the beach at the time. I mean, I'd seen it all. And I remember telling my mom when they were going through a neighborhood at some point, and I said, you know what? In my lifetime's not long, right? Back then I was probably close to 30, a little over 30, I guess, now at this point. And I said, I've never seen anything like this, Mom. I've never seen a president where people are buying that much apparel for MAGA hats, doing boat parades. I didn't even see that for Barack Obama. I didn't see that for George W. Bush. I never saw that for Clinton, even when he was going against Bob Dole in the early 90s. I'd never seen that for any president ever in my lifetime. Seen the amount of lines and rallies for Donald Trump. And I'm looking at Joe Biden, and he can't fill a parking lot. And I'm not exaggerating this. Literally can't fill a parking lot, can't get anybody to show up to his events. And somehow he won. Somehow he's the most popular president in American history. It just has always been odd to me. I have a very good BS meter. Still have problems with that 2020 election. Still doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. We'll let that one go. Coming up here, here's the thing, you guys. I am seeing 2020 all over again. The boat parades here, down in Newport Beach, down in Seal Beach, Huntington Beach, I go down to a lot. Massive Trump caravans, hundreds of people with Trump flags flying in the wind, huge rallies he's doing, right? Filling stadiums, filling the parking lots in the stadiums. People are treating it like it's the fucking Super Bowl, having a tailgate parties for this guy, right? Awesome stuff. Not complaining, not even hounding it. I think that's great. It's amazing. Kamala Harris can't fill half a middle school gymnasium. And the stadium she is filling, she's having to have celebrities come out and do some sort of performance beforehand, or even promise there's going to be some sort of celebrity like Beyonce that doesn't even show up, that was never scheduled in the first place, to fill the stadium just so it looks full. And on top of that, she's putting out casting notices. And the reason I know this is because I'm a SAG-AFTRA member, a part of the actors union. And we see them. I see how much she's going to pay some of these people to show up. It's about $150 on their casting agencies' websites. So she's bussing these people in, which we've covered here on the show. It's all fake. And somehow, the polls are razor thin. This great man that's on my screen here, of course, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about Donald Trump, is going out with J.D. Vance holding rallies, doing town hall meetings, talking to the press almost every single day, doing podcasts, takes on Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. to sit there, be a part of his administration, part of the transfer team or the transition team, has Elon Musk heading the government agency that's going to look into wasteful spending, which if I was a number one issue voter, I would vote for him just for that. And you're telling me the polls are razor thin within margin of error? Now, I go out of my way to look at leftist stuff, you guys, to do the show, right? I look out of my way so I can say this is what when I say this is what Democrats are saying, I'm saying that because that's what they're saying on their left-wing outlets. I don't know. It seems cooked to me. It seems all shady business.
And all we're going to do is you go out, you get your degree, you work hard, you're going to see a different country. We have to get elected. If we don't get elected, I don't know what's going to happen to our country. I just don't know. They're so bad. And normally I wouldn't say that. I'd say, well, they're working, they're a Democrat. These aren't Democrats. These are people long beyond Democrats. When I used to say to Sean on his show, I'd say our country, Sean, will never be a socialist country. And it won't. It'll be a communist country. They skipped socialism. We cannot.
That's actually a really deep thing that Donald Trump said. And that gives me, Donald Trump is smart, you guys, but he's more of a business smart than like understanding the different political ideologies. The fact that he knows that they're skipping socialism to go to communism, and the fact that you have to go through socialism to get to communism, basically, actually says a lot about his understanding of how that political sphere works. I'm actually pretty impressed with that small little statement from Mr. 45.
Not let this happen to our country, because if it does happen, we'll never be able to come back. We'll never be able to make a comeback from it. So,
I mean, that comes from Marx himself, right? That you'll have to sit there and push through socialism to get to the communism. And communism's kind of like that last stage of government, that you go from capitalism to socialism to communism. So it's actually pretty cool that he knows that.
We're going to have a big election. This is Pennsylvania, a very important, the Commonwealth. You never want to call it a state, the Commonwealth. If you ever call it a state, I've seen their political career ruined by saying the state of Pennsylvania. No, you never want to call it a state. Now, I'll tell you how dishonest they are. They'll take that one little statement where I said the state of Pennsylvania, and they'll play it, the state of Pennsylvania. They'll cut it.
Well, there's one other thing.
Let me just, because they're fake. And one thing we should say, not him and not Fox, and we have a couple of others out there that are good, but the biggest, a great enemy to this country is the fake news media. It's a big, big enemy.
Now, if you read my book, you will know and get my viewpoint on what I say about the mainstream media. Some of you have read that. I actually give my opinion in my book, Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America, on what I think about Trump actually saying exactly what he just said. So I'm not going to give you my opinion because I want you to go buy the book. It's actually relatively cheap right now. Again, it's called Trojan Horse: How the Left is Destroying America. Check it out on Amazon. But I give my viewpoint on the mainstream media and what I think about them. So amazing town hall from Donald Trump, it looks like. I'm going to have to kind of flesh that out myself behind the scenes. But we are almost caught up here on the news. Kamala Harris keeps lying, talking about the job numbers, keeps having Joe Biden chauffeuring out. He's going full blown right now. Joe Biden spent more time in front of the camera in the last 2 weeks than he has his entire presidency, which is a remarkable thing to even state. And let's see what else we have. So I'm caught up as far as today. A lot of just rallies, a lot of the same stuff, you guys. Nothing really new, it seems like. So it was kind of a good week, I suppose, to get sick. Remember, the big day, and I hope you all join me. Let me know actually now. Are you guys going to be here Tuesday when we do the, not rally, the debate together? Are you guys going to be here with me on that one? I would like to know. If the Patriots are going to show up, I'm looking at the chat. You guys going to show up on Tuesday? Let me know. I don't want to be in here by myself. That's going to be a big deal. We'll probably go live about 30, 45 minutes beforehand, kind of get the crew together, and we'll kind of go over some news and everything like that, but that's really it. The other big thing today, I don't know if you guys saw, I want to see actually if there's an article on it. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I was listening to a podcast a little bit earlier this morning. So the DOJ, FBI got together and was talking about Tenant Media. Did you guys hear about this? Let me see if they'll let me display this. Let me go to news here. It doesn't matter who I use, but I'd like the... Yeah, so there's this article here. And I want to be fully transparent. I actually reached out to Lauren Chen to try to be on her show, just like I have with Tim Pool. By the way, just so you guys are out, I've reached out to the Blaze. I've reached out to Tim Pool's team. I've reached out to Ben Shapiro's team. At one point, I was even talking to Ben Shapiro's producer 2 years ago, trying to get on the show, actually talking to the man. I think his producer now, that original guy, is now Jordan B. Peterson's producer. I've reached out to Brandon Tatum, ABL, Lauren Chen. I've reached out to pretty much a lot of people. Nobody will even respond to my emails, by the way. So it kind of gives you a little bit behind the scenes, is because I'm too small. They have nothing to gain by having me on their show, it seems like, or it's just not getting to them. But every single, probably major player, Fox News, the only people that actually respond to me, you guys want to know this? This is, since we pretty much only have the regulars in here, there's two people that regularly respond to me. And I want to give them a shout out because I really appreciate that. It's Jackie Heinrich of Fox News, who's the White House correspondent, who we cover here a lot on the show. Regularly will respond to me through direct message. Really appreciate her for even doing that. The other person that regularly responds to me is Philip Wegman of Real Clear Politics, who is the other White House correspondent. Both of them rarely ever will sit there and ghost me and dodge my messages, which is kind of sad. The fact that we're all in this sphere and I can't even get a big name to even respond to an email saying, hey, I appreciate it, but we're just not interested at this time. They won't even respond to it. That's kind of the messed up thing, in my opinion. Now, I get that you wouldn't want me on the show. Maybe I'm not, a great speaker or whatever. I get all those things, but to at least just send me an email saying, hey, we're not interested at this time. That would be kind of nice. So it's a little bit of a bummer. I would love to still talk to any of those people and be on their show, but I guess we're just not big enough, folks. We're not good enough for them. That's okay. That's okay. So it says Russia secretly worms its way into America's conservative media. Now, this is wild. Now, again, I'd reached out to Lauren a couple times to try to be on her show, talk about education, talk about the political sphere of what I see, because, again, my master's isn't teaching. My master's is actually in education. And I could tell her what I've seen from somebody that was not always an educator, right? I was coming from the sphere of accounting back into the school system. So I've seen how it changed in a matter of a decade. Let me tell you, I got a lot to say. That's for darn sure. It says here in early 2022, a young couple from Canada, Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan, that's her husband, registered a new company in Tennessee that went on the social media outlet called Tenant Media. I had heard of this before. I had no idea that she was the one or two people that created it. I've always wondered, because she just had a daughter. I think it was a daughter. I kind of wondered, what did her husband do? What does she do? She gets about 20 to 40,000 views per video, which is great. But I'm like, is that enough to live on? There has to be some sort of investment opportunity somewhere else. She was also with the Blaze, and they just recently fired her 2 days ago. You guys, this is a crazy story because her whole channel got deleted by YouTube. She was fired by the Blaze. her channel was deleted. Like, this is some insane stuff going on here. The DOJ and FBI are going after her. Yo, check this out. So by November 2023, they had assembled a lineup of major conservative media stars. Check this out. Benny Johnson's involved. Tim Pool, Dave Rubin. Like, these are huge names that are involved in this accusation. The site then began posting hundreds of videos trafficking in potential political commentary, as well as conspiracy theories about election fraud, COVID-19, immigrants, and Russia's war with Ukraine. They were then promoted across the spectrum of social media across YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Rumble. It was all, federal prosecutors now say, a covert Russian influence operation. On Wednesday, the Justice Department accused 2 Russians of helping orchestrate $10 million in payments to Tenant in a scheme to use those stars to spread Kremlin-friendly messages. Now, as far as I'm aware, I listen to Benny Johnson. I listen to Tim Pool. I don't listen to Dave Rubin that much, like very rarely. I haven't really seen them. Push like pro-Russian stuff, actually. So that I found that weird. I haven't seen them do that. Johnny had a great question here. How did you choose your publisher? There's a long story behind that. Johnny, remind me when I'm done with this article, and I'll answer that. I'll answer that for you. Because actually, speaking of being silenced, I had a major publisher that I signed an NDA with. And so I don't want to really reveal certain things like names and stuff like that, but I'll tell you at least the story and then how I got to the current publisher that I'm with, who's also with Salem Media, by the way. Salem Media is like PragerU, they like Christian media, stuff like that. So the Liberty Hill is a sister company of Salem Media. Well, in 2016, 2020, Russia employed armies of internet trolls, blah, blah, blah. So they got influencers. And allegedly through this, they were paying, I guess, these influencers allegedly like $100,000 per video to not even do like an ad read. They were just paying them to push these videos out. $100,000 a video is a lot of money. And I guess they're making millions off this. So prosecutors have not so far charged Chan or Donovan. It is unclear where they are, and they did not respond to requests for comment. If you guys haven't kept up with this, is pretty crazy stuff, but DOJ and FBI are going after them, and we'll see what comes of it. But I guess there's all being funneled through Tenant Media. They used to do videos on RT only. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think some more stuff's going to evolve. Stuff I've heard is people are saying, well, Tim Pool saying, well, I didn't know. We just licensed our content to Tenant Media. What that would mean would say, hey, say Lauren Chen did reach out to the Bald Brad show for some reason. And it was like, hey, we would love for you to not just post your videos on your own channel, but we would love to license your show from you, like your image, all the stuff. And we would love to just post it on our channel as well. And we'll license that from you so our viewers can watch your content over there. And so they would just pay me, let's just say, I'm going to make up a number, $5,000 a month to be able to do that. So that's where it would come. So basically what they're saying is the Russians paid Tenant Media to license Tim Pool's content to be able to use that. And so that's why they're saying, oh, well, Tim Pool's Russian, all these other things, he's in with them, where it's like he just licensed to somebody else, and Lauren or whoever allegedly was taking money from the Russians, and that was what was being bought through them. However you want to look at that. So people are saying Tim Pool knew about it, so did Benny Johnson. Who the hell knows if any of that's true? I don't think, it's tough to say that Benny and Tim knew. Who knows? But I hope it's not true. I like both of those guys. I think they put great content out there, and so is Dave Rubin. I think they are caught up in a mix of things, and I don't even know to the extent that Lauren Chen's involved in all this. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation going on, and I think the left likes to jump on this and go, oh, look at conservatives, look at this. Most of my information so far has been coming out from Destiny. As much as I don't exactly like the guy, I like to hear other people's opinions, and so I listen to him quite regularly, even if, again, I don't agree with it. But there was a great question in the chat here from Johnny. He said, how did you choose your publisher? So this gets into some messed up stuff. Now, I wrote the book, okay? The book had already been written. And at this point, I was looking into publishing firms, like big firms, to see if they would take on the book in terms of doing editorials and all these other things. So basically, when you get a publisher and they take on the book, they have their own in-house, copywriters. They have their own line editors. They have their own development editors. They have a whole team behind them. So you're not paying all these people to edit your book for you. I found this huge firm This firm works with like huge brand, like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders. Like they have a political side that they just handle. So I met with this guy. They're in New York, and like they work with Penguin House, like all these massive books, right? And I'm stoked that they're even willing to give me a conversation. They said, okay, well, hey, let's get some NDA signed so that we're all bound, and go ahead and send over your manuscript. We'll read it and see if it's something that we even want to work with. So yeah, I give them some time, right? Send it over to them, got the NDA signed, all these other things. And they love it. Like the same dude I originally had a conversation with, love it. They're on board. He's like, hey, we even got an editor for you. It's the same, I don't want to name the books that he's done, but the same elevation of like has done like Joe Biden style books, like Bernie Sanders style books, like big name books. And I was like, wow. I was kind of taken back. I was like, wow, he would want to like edit my book. I was like, that's really cool. Like, I really appreciate that. And so they talked about the services, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And wrote them a check early on to go ahead and do those editor services and just the way things worked out. So I wrote them a big check early on to edit the book and take care of everything. And, I said, hey, I'd like to be updated throughout the weeks, kind of how everything's going and be in contact, all these things. So I said, okay, well, we'll get back to you in like the first like 3 weeks. 3 weeks goes by, don't hear a damn thing. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe they're just going a little slow. Let's give them another week before I call them. So a month goes by and I give him a call and he goes, hey, like, yeah, we're still working on it. They're still chiseling away, all these things. And, we'll give you a call in like another week or so. So another week goes by, no phone call. 2 weeks goes by, no phone. So now we're 6 weeks into this, haven't heard anything. No updates, no questions about the book, no questions about, hey, what's the direction for this, for the development, editing, all that stuff, nothing. So I'm like, my alarm bells had already been going off after week 4. Now they're really going off. Like, what the hell's going on? So I call them, doesn't call me back, call them again. Guys, this is not a like small firm. This isn't like family. This is a mega firm. So the fact that they're doing this, it would be different if it was like a couple guys editing it. You know what I mean? I didn't hear back from them. They just stole my money. It's not like that. Like, again, there's contract stuff. So I finally call him. It's been like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, something like that. I know it had been 2 months. And he goes, oh, yeah, I've been meaning to call you back. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. This was like an hour-long conversation. Yeah, we're not interested in your book. I can't find a single editor. This is the exact quote. I can't find a single editor in this entire industry that would even touch your book. This dude went from the original conversation of super excited about it, loved it, had extremely nice things to say. And I remember talking to it was my girlfriend at the time going, whoa, like it was pretty crazy the way they were talking about it because it's my first book I ever written. They were like really great about it. Like, this is cool. This, it was very encouraging. To this dude spent 45 minutes shitting all over my writing, all over my book, talking trash about it. Couldn't find a single editor in the entire industry that would even look at it or touch it. And he goes, we're going to go ahead and refund you all your money back. And we're going to move on. We don't want to deal with it. And I am being so nice in the way that they were portraying my book. I sat there and I looked at my wife and I go, you know what? If I didn't play hockey my entire life and got basically talked trash to by like fans or, people on the ice or whatever, like, dude, I'd be messed up. Like, I put a lot of work in this thing and for them to just crap on it like that, because you already kind of think I'm not like, is it egotistic? Like, I don't think my Bald Brad show is that good. You know what I mean? I like doing it. I don't go around going, oh, it's the best show you ever see. You're going to love it. I tell people like, hey, you check it out if you want. It's not the greatest thing. Like, I'm that type of person, I don't think that the stuff that I do is amazing. Maybe you guys do, and I really appreciate that. But the same way with the book, like, it's the first book I've ever written. I'm not an English major. I'm an accounting major. I'm not a writer. I've never written a book. I've never written anything past whatever I had to do in college. So crap's all over it, and I'm demoralized, man. I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna let anybody read this then, because clearly it's terrible. Like, forget this, you know what I mean? And I sat on it for about a month, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I put a lot of work into it. Maybe I should just kind of go the self-publishing route then. Maybe I should try to see if somebody would take it on and edit it and all these other things. And I was like, maybe I should just strictly look into somebody that deals maybe with conservative authors, conservative media. And so that's when I stumbled across Liberty Hill Publishing, that focuses on kind of like Christian books, but also has a political side to it. And they're also attached to Salem Media. So if you ever heard of like Regnery does like Dinesh D'Souza's books, like I think Ben Shapiro's, maybe, like big people, like big name influencers, writers. So they're just a sister parent company to Salem Media, Regnery, stuff like that. And so got on the phone with his name was Michael, and he was a huge Trump supporter, and he couldn't be more than happy. He said, send it over. He goes, I got an editor in mind. Dave Wimbish was the editor of the book, who I give credit to. And I sent it to Dave, who'd been in the industry for a long time, and he read my manuscript. You know, he took some time. He's an older guy, super nice guy, by the way. Dave is super nice. And just praised the book. I mean, the things this guy had to say. And I remember I was outside of Dave's Hot Chicken. I remember the phone call because I was eating lunch with my wife, and I had to step away. I said, Dave's calling me. Let me talk to him. And just was raving about the book. He said, I hope that you would let me edit your book. I want to be a part of this project. This is something that I want on my bookshelf. And he was asking me. I was like, oh, dude, I'll let you do it. And he had done some pretty big books and some pretty name people books. So I told him what I was looking for, and he gave me his critiques. And one of the main critiques was, he said that the book it's too harsh. It's like you're almost beating the crap relentlessly through, on Democrats and the progressive left. Like, you need to lighten up so it caters to more readers. So that was the one main thing he gave me, was we need to rework some things you're kicking their ass too much, basically. And so that's how I got connected to Liberty Hill, and they were great. I mean, and not everybody's perfect, but Dave Wimbish was. Dave Wimbish and Michael were absolutely astonishing people. If I write another one, would not mind having Dave edit that bad boy again. And then I reached out to some individual like contractors to do a couple like line edits, grammatical things throughout. But lost money on it. I did not make my money back anywhere near what I did, but that was never the goal. The goal was not to make money off of it. The goal was, if I made any money, that'd be great, but I don't think we'll ever make money off this book unless I got big and it got picked up by a name brand publisher. And that's not saying go buy the book, just, there was a bucket list item. I enjoyed doing it. It was a daunting task, but people said they really like it. So that's kind of how I got connected to Liberty Hill. And if you're ever looking to write, I would reach out to them. They're really great people. Said 7,000 big numbers to start, 1,200 down. My friend Ernest had a great manuscript. There are so many sharks. Yeah, that sounds about right. 7,000 down. Yeah. I mean, to start, yeah, that sounds about right. Most of these people are doing copy edit, line edits. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It depends what was involved in there. There's great deals on Liberty Hill that you can look at. I don't know if you're looking at doing Liberty Hill, but we might as well pull up their stuff here. They're for conservative authors, and they have different services here. So if you just want to do editing, you don't have to do like full print or publishing packages. You can like look at it, and usually have deals. You know what I mean? You don't have to go with these, and sometimes it's 50% off. But you could add on packages if you want. Like Barnes and Noble would love to see lifetime book return services, like a lot of publishers. What that means is if their book's not selling, then you're guaranteed basically a refund. They could send the book back to the distributor and they'll get their money back. So basically there's no liability on their end per se. And it's a great way for people to buy your book early on, get it on bookshelves, stuff like that. So they have a lot of services involved. I would wait around the holidays, see what kind of options they have. But like I said, they've been pretty great. I still work with them. They still distribute my book. You could buy it off their website right now. They handle all that stuff. I would say if I do it again, which I plan on doing in some way, shape, or form. I appreciate that, Javier. Thank you. Javier said it's a great book. Still waiting to get mine signed. Well, when we meet up, my friend, bring it with you. Yeah, bring it with you. If we're at like a birthday party together, I'll sign it for you, brother. You know that. What was I gonna say? If I was to publish again, I think I would try to find a name brand publisher at this point, now that I have something written. And I think now, from what I've learned, which is a lot doing this process, I would do things differently, and I would probably do a lot of things myself rather than go through like Liberty Hill Publishing. So I researched probably for like 2 years on how to self-publish a book. Like I was watching YouTube videos. I remember I would sit there and I would watch. This is going too far. Hopefully you guys are like, this is boring, but this, this is the channel. We're rambling, hanging out. There's this believe it or not, there's this romance author. She's a woman, Fox and something. But anyway, she does these writing seminars, thingies, live streams like I do, but just does like, hey, let's all sit together for like 15 minutes and we're gonna write out like 1,000 words or something like that. So I wanted to see other people's writing processes. I wanted to see, what was the process of self-publishing versus traditional publishing? What are the advantages, disadvantages? So I must have done hours of research easily, sitting, just watching hour-long videos, reading anything I could on the internet about self-publishing. So there's a lot of things that I learned, and just going through it that I learned as well that I would probably do differently. What's the name of is it my book? Things covered. I think it's my book. Well, we'll post it anyways. It's called Trojan Horse. I could show you. Links in the description for it as well. This book, right? Trojan Horse. Oh, thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting an Audible version, so I think I might reach out soon to actually Liberty Hill here, and I might see if they're willing to do an Audible version for maybe like the first 1 year anniversary, because it will be one. Will it be 1 year? Did it come out this year? Maybe it's been over a year already. When did it come out? It came out oddly enough, it actually launched on my birthday, and that was not intended. And it just worked out that way, which was like a sign, I felt like. Trojan Horse. I should know when my own book was published, but I don't. So it had been over a year. Yeah, it was March 13th, 2023. So maybe for the 2nd year anniversary, we might do an Audible version. What I would like to do as well is try to market it at some point to... I tried marketing it to Daily Wire Publishing. And yeah, let me see what the price is, Johnny, on Amazon right now. Maybe I can link you. Amazon's been having some pretty good deals on it. But the Kindle version is only like $8. Yeah, not bad deals going on. Here, I'll link you the it's like $13 for paperback. I'll link you the link right now. Click on it. So that link will take you to the actual book itself. But I don't remember what I was saying. But anyways, the Audible version, maybe. We'll see. I know some people have been asking for that for a couple years, but it won't be my voice. I don't want to sit down and I'm not a very good reader. So, but anyways, yeah, I appreciate you asking. But yeah, check out Liberty Hill. There's a lot of people do self-publishing. I just like the first time I was already done with the book, right? So we'll see. There's some ideas I have for a second one. I actually did already. If you guys listen to the show regularly, like you might be saying, well, Brad, didn't you already start writing a book? I did. I actually got 40 something pages into a book that was originally about the failures of the Obama Harris administration. And I was trying a new style of writing. I was trying to write more. If you read Trojan Horse, it's like how I'm talking to you right now. At least that's how the version of it was supposed to be. Almost like you're listening to one of my podcasts. And for this new book, I wanted to try to push myself to upgrade and elevate my writing. And I think I achieved that. But I didn't like it because it's just not me. And it wasn't the style of book that I would necessarily want to read. And I only want to write stuff that I'm interested in, because I know if I'm interested in it, one, I'll be able to complete the project. And two, I think you guys would be interested in it as well. So I kind of put that one on the back burner. And there's ideas that I have, but I need to make sure I'm fully committed, because it's a lot of work. It's not, I will say it's one of the hardest things I've done was writing the book and staying consistent and making sure I got it accomplished. But well, I have an idea for a book that I've had for a while. The question is, can I sit down and actually complete it and write it? And how do I want to write out the chapters? So I do have a book. I ran it by my wife, and we'll see. Hey, thank you, Marion. I appreciate that. We're still a little under the weather and about out of tea. But we'll definitely be back. I don't think I'll do a show tomorrow, but I'll be back Monday for our regular show. Be back Tuesday as well, morning, and then we're going to be doing the debate. So we'll be sitting here together. But I've been live streaming about for 2 hours now, folks. I'm gonna take a shower. I gotta head to the store. The wife is sick. I'll make sure she's eating and getting a lot of fluids in her. So I gotta go pick up more Gatorade, and we're having an ant problem right now. So get some Go kill some ants. But with that being said, I always appreciate you guys' support. Sorry for the lack of energy if there was a lack of, but we're still under the weather. And you don't know this, but my shirt is completely damp and I'm sweating really bad. Like my arms, I'm drenched. So hopefully it doesn't come across on screen. Glad that Brad is better. I missed this laughter. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Karen. I'm already here. I'm blowing the top off this place. Oh, Autumn, what are you talking about? Great Brad show and everything. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. Tuesday night. Yep. Tuesday night. Bring your friends and family. Oh, baby, we're going to do it. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. I lost like probably 4 pounds last week. I want to say that's right. Yeah, it's probably about right. Probably last week I lost about 4 pounds. I was just sleeping. That's really what I was doing. And I was being sincere, you guys. I really, like, I catch stuff on Twitter every now and then, right? When I wake up, I'll kind of look at Twitter and repost some stuff. But, yeah, I was really just sleeping majority of the time. It was bad. Bad. Oh, God, Autumn, I'm sorry. Oh. Hang in there. That's scary. That scares me when I hear somebody's in the hospital with pneumonia. That terrifies me. I hope you're okay. Keep us updated, Autumn. Make sure you're sleeping. Make sure you're eating too. Your body needs to fight that, right? So you're gonna be burning a lot of calories just doing that. So crappy way to lose weight. Yeah, that's true. How many hat sizes? Huh? My hat actually, I don't even notice my hat keeps sliding down because I've lost weight. My head shrunk. Thanks, Robert. God bless you guys, man. Honestly. Hope you all feel better. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are sick. That's just terrible. There's something going around. There's something going around. Stay healthy, folks. Stay healthy. Bad. Lupus getting bad. Oh, jeez. Make sure I pray for you, Adam. That's terrible. I don't like hearing that about our community. Yeah, get well. You got a lot of people rooting for you in here. A lot of prayers will be sent. That's for sure. Welcome back, Brad. So good to see you. It's good to see you too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for your guys' patience. I felt like I was letting you guys down, to be honest. I wrote that in the community tab. If you're ever curious where I am, you guys always check out the community tab on YouTube. I can update you guys there, or on X maybe. But yeah, I just been sick, like really sick. So a little congested still. Cough here and there. I'm hoping that I'm fully good on Tuesday because I'd love to get the Trump impression back. I had fun doing that, but be careful of the mosquitoes. They're huge and causing problems. Actually, speaking of that, yeah, I have a bug bite here. I have a bug bite here. All mosquitoes. There's another one over here. Another one right there. So yeah, I got 3 on one arm. Yeah, I got mosquitoes everywhere. Yeah, we missed you guys. Yeah, I missed the community, man. I really did. Blessings. Look at that. This is the community we have. You know, it's just really weird is like I've always said, I even had like 1 or 2 people watching. I mean, that's how it was early on, right? When I first started the show, and like nobody. I didn't even do lives back then. But it is fascinating behind the scenes, just seeing how messed up YouTube is and how messed up they treat us, to be quite frank. You know, again, as somebody teaches stats, I will never claim I know as much about mathematics as Eric Weinstein or all these people. I'm not a genius. I'm an average Joe American. I hope that it doesn't come across that I'm acting like I'm holier than thou or that I know more than other people. I always will refer to my like I'm an idiot. I love to listen to people. I know when I walk into a room if somebody's smarter than me. Most times that's the case. But when I see the stats on YouTube, I know 100% that they're effing around with the channel, and it just bugs me. It just bugs me. Great. Homeopathic remedy. Go to longest name. The Byron. Great remedy from France. Get my. Oh, I'll check that out, Karen. Thank you. Anyone other than me still here from the good old days? Yeah, I guess Liberty's been here since almost like day 1. Newbie. I found Brad last spring. Oh, there you go. Kimmy, I will be there for the debate. Ah, cool. Thank you. Come hang out. I am alive. Alive and well. I used to never get sick, but I've had COVID 3. Yeah, like COVID 3 times, Mark. Oh, Lord. Jesus tells us what we... Jesus tells us. YouTube tells us what we can and can't say. Yeah. It's frustrating. I mean, you know, Rumble has really great customer service. Like Dylan takes care of us a lot on Rumble, and I really appreciate that, man, a lot. I do wish that I got put on the editorial list a little bit more. How I feel with Rumble is I'm kind of mixed on it. I appreciate the love and kindness they've shown us, but I don't feel that much of growth on Rumble, if that makes sense. Like, I think if I didn't have Dylan, I probably wouldn't be on Rumble, really. And Dylan's been so helpful to me. I feel because of him that I want to stay on here, but I wish that I was able to grow quicker and faster on Rumble. Because I feel like my growth on Rumble is slower than it is on YouTube. And maybe my content's just not that good again. I don't know, but I wish I was promoted more if that was possible. Like, if I can run ads on Rumble, I would, in the same way that I can run them on YouTube, but that's maybe for a story I can have a conversation with Dylan with about. But I wish my growth was more on YouTube, or on Rumble, I mean. One of my favorite chats, so it's a great channel altogether. I'm a member on YouTube and play the live when I'm over there. I appreciate that, Liberty. Thank you. They're letting me drink my tea here. It's weird to see doctors allow natural remedies. That's good they're taking care of you, Adam. Make sure you're taken care of over there. I appreciate you. Look at her, even streaming in the hospital. That's crazy. Going home. Karen's gonna go buy vodka. Karen's gonna get plastered. I'm not a drinker, so I'll have a sip and giggle. Okay. Yeah, we see, that's the thing. We can't do drinking games because we got some people that are what's the word? Why am I blanking on the word? Some people are trying to be clean, I guess. I can't even think of the word for me that I'm thinking of. It's hotter than heck in this closet right now. Anyways, there's some people that are recovering. They're recovering from drinking, so that's why I try not to promote it that much, you know. But if you want to do a drinking game, you can. I don't know if we'll do a bingo card. I don't know. I mean, what am I going to do? Call out the lies of Kamala Harris? I don't know. I don't know if we'll do a bingo card on this one. We'll see. Maybe. Like lies of, like, I don't know. That's a tough thing. I spent so many years preparing for Joe Biden, and now I'm dealing with Kamala Harris. So, anywho, we'll end it there. Sounds like you had COVID. I missed you all week. Glad. I don't think I had COVID. I might have. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was just really bad flu, because I've had COVID before. I lost my taste and everything like that. Yeah, sober. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Sober. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But hello, does she ever speak truth? No, that's the problem. How do we create a bingo card where you know she's gonna lie on everything? Because I don't want to be like, oh well, you know, lies about immigration. Well, we know she's gonna lie about, like, she's gonna lie about everything. So if I create a bingo card, like, what am I gonna do? Lies about immigration, lies about the I mean, I guess we'll probably swipe the bingo card in the first 5 minutes, but we'll maybe create something, because I know you guys enjoy that. The past 4 years have been a nightmare. I feel you, man. I feel you on that one. All right. Well, I'll stop talking you guys' ear off. I'll spend hours in here talking with y'all. But we'll be back. We won't be back tomorrow. I'm going to spend the day kind of relaxing a little bit and getting better for Monday. We'll be back for sure, guaranteed, Monday morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our regular show. And then Tuesday morning. And Tuesday's the big day. There's a lot of people streaming it, so I couldn't be more than happy that you guys are willing to spend that evening with me. But it's a big debate. I don't need to tell you all that. It's a big debate. And I think the game plan is, I think if Kamala Harris gets her ass kicked, she's going to ask for more debates. If she wins, there's not going to be any more debates for till the election. So this might be the only one we get. And I hope I hope Trump's preparing, man. I hope he's ready, because this is a huge debate, and he's going into the Lion's Den with ABC. So take care of yourself, Patriots. Thank you so much for spending some Friday. Geez, that's where I'm at on this. What day is it? Saturday with me, and we'll be back Monday, folks. Take care of yourselves. And Autumn, get some rest, okay? Drink more tea. We need you around. We need you around. Take care, folks.